Beware. You are in serious danger because of your neighbor. Open now. My beloved child, you need to listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal will hold you frozen in your seat. A shadow has been moving silently right beside your home, watching every small step you take, memorizing your routine, and waiting for the perfect moment. This is not a coincidence. This is a setup carefully prepared by someone who pretends to be ordinary, but hides something dark. From the outside, everything looks peaceful: doors closed, lights dim, streets quiet. But behind those curtains, plans are unfolding that you are not meant to know. The person you smile at in the morning, the one who waves politely, carries an energy that is far from friendly. You think you are safe, but danger is already circling you. This neighbor of yours is not acting alone. There is influence, a push from something that doesn't want you to rise higher. They have spoken words behind closed doors, words that carry poison, and they are determined to shake the foundation of your peace. Every movement they make is aimed at one thing: to make sure you never see what is truly coming. The truth is shocking, because the very person you believe wouldn't dare harm you is the one mapping out the path of destruction. Their eyes track your successes, their heart burns with jealousy, and their hands are restless, itching to act before it's too late for you. Stay here, stay with me, don't move away from this message. What I reveal next will make your heartbeat race, but you must not look away. The neighbor who has been smiling, the neighbor who has been kind, has already taken a step too far. They are planting seeds of disaster, and if you ignore this, those seeds will grow into something you cannot control. They have been watching when you leave, noticing when you return, checking when your lights are on, when your doors are locked. This is not curiosity, this is calculation. Every detail they gather becomes another weapon to use against you. And they are closer to striking than you realize. The energy around your home has shifted, and it is no accident. If you have felt heavy in your chest, restless at night, or heard faint sounds you dismissed, it was not your imagination. Those were signals, warnings, meant to alert you that danger is standing too close. But here is where the story takes its most powerful turn. Though they plan, though they whisper, though they scheme, they will not win. You are being guarded in ways you cannot see. Forces greater than their jealousy, stronger than their intentions, are standing with you in silence. And now, as you hear these words, something deep inside of you knows it is true. Your instincts have been speaking, your spirit has been tugging at you, trying to tell you, pay attention, don't ignore the signs. Tonight, this confirmation is delivered, so you will never again doubt the feeling that has been haunting you. So stay here, stay with me until the end. Because by the time this message finishes, you will understand why their plan is already breaking apart, and why your protection has already been sealed. My beloved child, keep your breath even and your focus sharp as this next piece unfolds. The neighbor's kindness has been rehearsed, every smile timed to lower your guard and every small favor designed to weave trust around you. Behind that practiced warmth, there is a rhythm of secrets moving like a tide, pulling events toward a moment they believe will catch you unprepared. They have placed themselves inside your daily map, learning the small grooves of your life so they can find the softest place to press. Little acts of help have been notes in a careful ledger, each favor traded for information about your comings and goings and the people who matter to you. This is not chaos, this is choreography, and the steps have been practiced until they feel natural and friendly. Listen to the way your body has been reacting lately, because your body is speaking truth in the silence they hope you will ignore. A lingering tightness in your chest, sleep that breaks at the same hour, an unexplained restlessness when the sun goes down, these are signals that your spirit is already noticing what your eyes have not yet seen. These sensations are not weakness, they are your radar, tuned to a frequency the mind often dismisses. They have studied your patterns like someone studying a book they plan to annotate and use against you. When you move, their attention shifts in unison, like a shadow that remembers every fold of your silhouette. Their conversations with other neighbors have been measured, not gossiping with the aim of community but arranging the pieces of a plan that depends on your perceived isolation. There are objects in your environment that carry messages you have taken for granted. Small changes that seem innocent but are deliberate markers. A plant moved slightly out of place, a package that goes. Missing and reappears in a different spot, the sound of footsteps that pause at your gate and then continue. These are part of a quiet language they are using to test reactions and boundaries. Your mind labeled these as small disturbances, but each one is a word in a sentence they are composing. Do not let fear become the fuel for their design, because fear tightens the hands and makes the mind small. Instead, let awareness widen your field and make room for practical movement. Notice the comings and goings with a calm ledger. Write down small occurrences that feel off, and let the record show a pattern before the pattern becomes an event. There are allies you cannot see who have already begun to intervene in subtle ways, placing gentle deterrents where you cannot yet perceive them. Doors that stick for no reason will hold a moment longer when you need it. Small interruptions will arrive like a stitch in fabric, slowing the progress of those who would hurry toward harm. Archangel Michael says that protection often arrives disguised as ordinary interruptions and ordinary people who suddenly stand in the wrong place at the right time. That protection moves in silence and in ways the planner did not anticipate, reshaping the map they thought they had drawn. Trust the measures that feel like grace and record the measures that feel like pattern. Practical steps are the next layer of power you must take without drama or alarm. Make small, visible changes to your routine that feel ordinary to perform but confusing to someone studying you. Switch a light on or off at an unplanned hour. Take a slightly different route when leaving the house, and ask a trusted neighbor to be more alert about packages or strangers near your gate. Every action you take should be quiet and deliberate, like a chess player moving a piece without revealing the strategy. Do not declare your awareness to the person who watches, because surprise is a tool that collapses their advantage. Build your safety through subtle unpredictability and through community notices that feel casual but change the information flow they rely upon. If you feel pushed to speak loudly about this, choose a trusted small circle and speak plainly without dramatics. A neighbor, a cousin, or a local friend who has proven steadiness will be a shield when you need presence more than words. Keep the circle small and the responses practical so that support stays calm and useful. By the time the next part of this message settles into your bones, you will have a clearer plan that does not feed their narrative. Your life will shift from vulnerable rhythm to guarded cadence, and that change will feel like reclaiming the ground they were trying to claim. Hold this truth steady: your vigilance, paired with quiet action, unravels what was meant to bind you. Stay with me, because the next segment will lay out a step-by-step way to reclaim your space, restore your routine, and turn their calculated kindness into the evidence of their unraveling. My beloved child, keep this next wave of instructions close like a folded map you carry in a hidden pocket. Quietly strengthen the boundaries around your home with small, sensible changes that do not announce themselves but that alter the path of anyone who watches you. A switch of a camera angle, a stronger lock, a motion light left on intermittently. These are ordinary measures that confuse an ordinary watcher. Record each unusual moment in a simple notebook placed where only you will see it, and note dates, times, and small details as if you were cataloging leaves. These entries will read like a breadcrumb trail that reveals a pattern when stitched together, and patterns are the doorway to truth. When you can show a pattern, fear loses its footing and you gain clarity that feels like light cutting through fog. Invite one steady, trusted person to be your witness without making the situation public, and let their casual presence become a quiet deterrent. There is enormous power in the ordinary act of another person walking past your gate at the hour they once came alone. Presence is a natural disruptor to plans that depend on isolation. Change the rhythm of your comings and goings in small, unremarkable ways that feel natural when you do them, so the watcher cannot pin down a routine. Take different doors, leave a minute earlier or later, and carry a small item that shifts where your hands move. These tiny variations are the threads of unpredictability that weave safety. Habit is a map they study. Unpredictability erases the landmarks. Keep valuables out of obvious places and leave decoy items that keep attention away from what is truly important, treating your possessions with practical care rather than panic. If packages arrive, ask a neighbor to hold them inside for a short time or sign for deliveries personally when possible. These small logistics protect what matters without turning life into fear. Archangel Michael says protection sometimes comes through angels who move through human hands, so accept help that arrives as ordinary assistance and not as a sign you must explain. Let helpers be helpers and let their actions blend into daily life, because when protection hides in plain sight it becomes the hardest thing for a planner to counter. This is how safety takes root, through simple acts performed with steady hearts. If there are cameras on nearby houses, memorize their placement and use that information to choose your times and paths with wisdom rather than restriction. Visibility is both shield and witness, and when light falls on a place, secret plans shrink in its presence. Arrange a neighborly check-in once a day that feels natural and keeps a soft network of observation where attention is protective rather than intrusive. When you must speak about what you sense, use direct, calm language with authorities or community leaders and bring your notebook as evidence of presence rather than accusation. Facts laid out plainly carry weight and move systems more effectively than dramatic declarations. Let your calm be the authority that changes how others respond. Begin to reclaim your evenings as sacred time by inviting ritual that steadies the body, a short walk, a simple breath practice, or a light that you switch on with intention. These small rituals teach your nervous system safety and reduce the power of fear to narrow your life. When your inner world steadies, your outer world rearranges to match that strength. Hold fast to the truth that you are not alone, that forces of protection are working in ways you may not see, and that your steady, ordinary actions are powerful defenses. Continue to act with discretion and firmness, and let courage be the quiet currency you spend every day. By doing these things, you transform a house under watch into a home under guardianship, and the neighbor's plan will meet resistance it did not anticipate. My beloved child, breathe steady and receive this next portion as clear instructions wrapped in calm strength. Keep a small, private folder, digital or paper, where you store the names and times of every uneasy encounter and any message that felt off, and let that folder become a quiet ledger of truth. When your facts gather into a pattern, they will speak louder than fear and louder than the polished smile that watches you. Move with deliberate modesty when you change something in your home so the watcher notices nothing dramatic but finds their map suddenly confusing. Swap a light bulb, shift a plant, close the gate a different way, and let these tiny edits become the rhythm they cannot read. Each small alteration chips away at their certainty and makes their plan timing brittle. Keep one place inside your home absolutely private, a drawer or a password-protected file, where you keep emergency numbers, a recent photo of suspicious behavior, and copies of important documents. This small archive will become essential if you must show someone reliable the reality of what has been happening without turning every neighbor into a rumor mill. Quiet evidence is the strongest kind, because it stands when feelings falter. When you move through the neighborhood, cultivate casual visibility by smiling and talking briefly to at least one steady neighbor each day, letting them know you are present in friendly, ordinary ways that discourage isolation. Presence is armor when worn without drama, and ordinary human connection becomes a net that catches plans built on loneliness. Keep the circle small, keep it practical, and let steadiness be your signal. Archangel Michael says that courage is most effective when it is paired with wisdom, so act with both calm resolve and measured steps that do not escalate the situation. Let your movements be like soft ripples that unsettle the water beneath a false surface, and trust that protection often comes through subtle human hands. Your steady actions will invite help and collapse the watcher's hidden timetable. If you ever feel immediate danger, move to a public place where people gather and make a report to local authorities while presenting your notebook as context rather than a plea. Ask for a simple patrol or a welfare check and keep the language factual and composed. Facts open doors that fear cannot. This small official step does not need to become a spectacle, but it does place a formal marker in the path of anyone planning harm. Practice saying short, grounding phrases aloud when your chest tightens, phrases that steady the nervous system and remind you of the truth you carry. Speak words that anchor like a rope tied to memory and breath, and let the sound restore the body's natural calm so you can move with clarity and not react from panic. Calm presence turns vulnerability into a posture of guarded power. Keep ordinary routines that feed your joy. Cook a favorite meal, water a plant, play a song that lifts your chest. Because a life nourished quietly is harder to dismantle and easier to defend. Joy is a light that thwarts those who feed on shadow, and simple pleasures become shields when practiced daily without fanfare. Protecting your interior life is as strategic as changing a lock or recording a pattern. If you notice the watcher growing more visible or bold, document the change, then escalate by involving only the most reliable neighbor or a community leader who will treat your notes as practical information. Let the escalation be calm, procedural, and confined to people who have proven their steadiness, because noise scatters resources and clarity gathers them. Solid, slow escalation breaks the momentum of impulsive plans. Hold this truth as you move forward. Vigilance, practiced quietly and paired with ordinary living, dissolves the power of someone who depends on secrecy and surprise. Keep acting like the person you are, grounded, steady, and resolute, and let their intentions meet the quiet, unshakable fact of your presence. Your life is being reclaimed one small, ordinary step at a time. My beloved child, let this next layer of guidance sink into you like armor being placed upon your shoulders. The neighbor's plans thrive in the silence of your unawareness, but the moment you stand alert with steady movements, their confidence begins to crack. Awareness is the first shield, but action, quiet, measured action, is the weapon that dismantles every hidden scheme. Do not be afraid to bring subtle order into your space. Rearrange your surroundings so that anyone observing will find their calculations disrupted. A chair moved near a window, a curtain drawn differently, a light that shines where darkness used to be. Each of these simple changes tells the hidden watcher that their map no longer matches your reality. Confusion is their weakness, and you will feed them plenty of it. Strengthen your circle by reaching out, but only to those who have proven loyalty over time. A single phone call to a trusted cousin, a message to a lifelong friend, or a quick visit from someone steady can act like a wall against schemes meant to isolate you. When trustworthy souls step near, the ground beneath the planner shakes, because they know their eyes are no longer the only ones watching. Archangel Michael says, protection is not always about building walls, sometimes it is about placing light where shadows used to dance. Your steps, your voice, your rituals, all of them are beams of light that cut through the schemes hiding nearby. Each time you choose awareness over panic, calm over chaos, you break another piece of the mask they wear. Notice how your instincts rise stronger each day you listen to them. A flicker in your stomach when they pass, a sudden heaviness when you hear their voice, or a chill when their shadow lingers near your gate. These are not coincidences. These are the whispers of your spirit, aligning you with truth and warning you of what others would try to cover. Trust these signals and act accordingly. Keep your valuables layered in safety, both in the physical and in the emotional. Do not share too much of your plans, dreams, or victories with anyone nearby who does not need to know. Information is power, and silence is your strongest safeguard. Let them wonder, let them guess, but never let them hold the blueprint of your life. Begin each morning with deliberate focus. Look around your space, breathe deeply, and set one intention for the day that reminds you of your strength. This anchors you in presence and removes the tremble they hope to provoke in you. A steady person is harder to disturb, and your steadiness will become the very wall their jealousy cannot break. Soon, the very acts they design to weaken you will serve as evidence of their own undoing. Their restlessness will grow, their mistakes will multiply, and their mask will begin to slip in front of others. What they plotted will be revealed not through confrontation, but through the natural unraveling of lies in the presence of truth. Stay here, stay steady, stay alert, because the final part of this unfolding story will not only show their plan collapsing but will also show your destiny being cleared of obstacles that once stood in the way. The revelation is closer than you think, and the protection around you is already stronger than the danger near you. My beloved child, the moment of unveiling approaches like dawn easing through a shutter, gentle but unstoppable. Their careful choreography is starting to falter because truth has a way of gathering witnesses without fanfare, and small facts begin to line up like stars that suddenly form a constellation. As the pattern emerges, neighbors who once shrugged will remember details, and those silent moments will turn into testimony that makes the plan brittle. A misplaced package becomes a thread, a late-night silhouette becomes a name, and those little inconsistencies you recorded in your quiet ledger begin to speak with a clarity that cannot be smoothed over. People will notice what you noticed when you were too busy surviving to make noise, and their memories will join yours until the picture is whole. Evidence assembled with calm patience has a force that theatrical accusations cannot match. Watch how the watcher's breath shortens when ordinary life refuses to play along. Their confidence, which once felt invisible and absolute, will wobble under the simple weight of attention. Friends who once smiled politely will find reasons to stand where they used to pass, and casual greetings will become the steady chorus that keeps the neighborhood awake. The very visibility they feared will become their undoing. Archangel Michael says that exposure need not be loud to be complete. A few clear facts, presented steadily, can fold a mask away. Use your recorded notes, the small photographs, and the quiet witness of a trusted neighbor to place a clear, factual map before anyone who needs to see it. When truth is shown without temper, systems respond because systems are built to follow evidence and not emotion. Let the unraveling happen naturally by allowing space for others to arrive at the same conclusion you reached alone. Invite one steady neighbor to walk the path with you and point out the moments you logged, letting them see the pattern with their own eyes rather than with your urgency. Collective calm is a force that surprises those who expect fear. It rearranges loyalties and shifts the balance without spectacle. As the planner grows more unsettled, small mistakes will multiply, contradictory stories, misremembered times, a hurried attempt to make a witness seem mistaken, and those mistakes are the fault lines that reveal intent. People who once leaned on their charm will find there is no charm left to lean on when the map they drew is compared to reality. Lies collapse slowly and then suddenly, and you will be there to watch the quiet final folding. When community leaders or local authorities are shown the ledger of facts, ask only for practical, simple steps, a welfare check, a record of disturbance, an appointment to speak, so that your case becomes an administrative thread they must follow. Keep language plain and avoid dramatic framing, because plain language is the key that opens official doors without burning bridges. Systems move for facts presented with steady hands, and your calm will make them act. As their plan collapses, you will feel a lightness that is not immediate but unmistakable, like a weight finally lifted from a shoulder that had learned to hold too much. Trust that this lightness is the sign of a territory reclaimed, not a fleeting relief, and let it settle into the ordinary routines you are rebuilding. Your life will not snap back exactly as it was, because you have been altered by wisdom, but it will be steadier and truer to who you are. Allow space for repair where repair is possible, and for distance where distance is wise. Relationships can be mended when truth meets humility, and boundaries can be redrawn when care meets firmness. Choose the small restorations that feel right: shared greetings, a return plant, a neighborly chat that confirms presence, because restoration need not be grand to be real. Healing grows from modest, consistent acts that build trust again over time. Hold this final truth close: you did not do this alone, nor were you left to endure the shadows in silence. Forces of protection moved through ordinary people and gentle interruptions, and your steady, practical work invited those forces to stand visibly by your side. Now, as the neighborhood breathes differently and the mask falls away, your home can be a place of ordinary delight once more, guarded by the calm you chose to practice every day.